Thank you very much. In answer to our question at the top of the show about dodo birds and unicorns, did they exist? The dodo bird did exist and became extinct in the 1600s, and I know that for a fact because it comes up in crossword puzzles. But the unicorn never did exist. And I always thought, did you ever hear of a unicorn?
For real?
Yeah. Did you think that they were real things?
No.
Did anybody here think the unicorns? Was I the only one who believed that there was a goat with that horn sticking out of the head? Well, I still believe in Tinkerbell and unicorns and nobody here. And these three people didn't. So I don't know whether I should introduce them or not. Oh, all right. Okay. Sandy, tell me who these three people who don't believe in unicorns are.
Well, Monty, first a lady who helped to catch an obscene phone caller, Mary Mather. Next, a man who can't seem to lose for winning at interviews and auditions. Meet Kevin Thornton. And on your right, a lady determined to be a first-rate entertainer at her insurance company's parties. Here's Elaine Collier.
Mary, I am sure that, now that I've heard the opening story, I'm sure that anyone who's ever had an obscene phone call was thrilled to know that you caught the perpetrator. How did you do it?
I met him.
Well, you better tell that story.
No, my roommate and I had been receiving harassing phone calls for a number of weeks, and I called the police and told them that I thought I could talk the fellow into meeting me, and I did, but I had two plainclothes detectives with me at the time, and he was arrested.
Isn't that something? Well, it's courageous on your part, but what's surprising is that he accepted the invitation. I thought that they just liked to...
I was persuasive.
What's your phone number?
Oh, no.
Oh, very good for you. And you got the guy. And what happened? Was he sent to prison? Do you know if anything like that happened?
I think he got probation.
Probation. Well, I hope he just doesn't do it again. I mean, he'll know better, because if they ever catch him a second time, it's away and throw away the key. And we're going to find out more about Kevin and Elaine and more about what Mary does, too, as we get on with our game. This is Split Second, where each one of our questions comes with 3 answers, but you're only required to answer 1 apiece. When all 3 of you answer a part of the question, you'll get $10 in the first round, $25 if 2 of you answer, and $50 if only 1 of you comes up with the answer. Get poised, ready to buzz in, and the way you buzz in, first, second, and third, is the way you'll answer. But if you buzz in before you see the entire question on the screen, you'll be penalized. Are you ready? Here we go. If you watch those marvelous animal shows on the public broadcasting system on TV, you should be able to tell me if the following is true or false. Look at the screen. True or false questions. Giant pandas are specific to Asia. Gorillas eat meat. Tigers are specific to Africa. Kevin, you're in.
Tigers are not specific to Africa.
That's right. They're specific to Asia, as a matter of fact. Elaine?
Gorillas do not eat meat.
No, they do.
They do?
They're mainly vegetarian, but they will eat meat, so don't offer them a hand. Mary?
And giant pandas are specific to Asia.
That is correct. We have 2 right answers. Mary and Kevin getting $25 each. You know, I like to read these questions beforehand, too, and test myself, Elaine, and I also answered that gorillas do not eat meat, and then I found out that I was wrong. War movies have been big moneymakers for Hollywood. There are 3 of these hit movies coming up. Pick one and tell me in what war the movie takes place. Look at the screen. Guns of Navarone, Tale of Two Cities, Platoon. All movies, what war? Kevin?
Guns of Navarone, World War II.
Correct. Mary?
Platoon is the Vietnam War.
Right. Elaine?
Tale of Two Cities, the French Revolution.
Wonderful. All 3 of you correct and get $10 apiece. Spelling time. I've got some spices and sauces found on spice racks all over the country. Tell me, are they spelled correctly, yes or no? Here they are, tarragon, oregano, and Worcestershire. Kevin?
Oregano is spelled incorrectly.
That's correct. There should be an A-N-O, and you're right. Mary?
Tarragon is spelled incorrectly.
And it has 2 R's, and we left one of them out. So you're right. Elaine?
The third one is spelled correctly.
Yeah, you can't even pronounce it, but you
I'm
know
not
it's
even
right.
gonna try.
Well, you know, if you pronounced it the way it's written, it would be Worcestershire, right?
Yes.
But in England, of course, they're called Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. Okay.
I love those names in Worcester, Chester, and they can make abridged versions of a lot of names. All 3 are right. All 3 get $10. There are many active volcanoes around the world, and several are in the United States. So I'll name 3 active American volcanoes. You pick one and tell me what state it is in. Look at the screen. Mount Shasta, Kilauea, and Mount St. Helens. What state? Kevin?
Mount St. Helens is in Oregon.
Sorry, that's not right. Elaine?
Mount St. Helens is in Washington.
That is correct. Mary?
The second one is in Hawaii.
That's right. Just from the spelling alone, I'll bet you guessed it, right? And Mount Shasta's in California. Two right answers from Mary and Elaine. They get $25 each. We got a close race with Mary and Elaine. Let's turn to music. Rock and roll groups have come up with some pretty crazy names like Country Joe and the Fish. I'll name three other lead singers. Pick one and name his or her backup group. Look at the screen. There's Ruby, and there's Mitch Ryder, and there's B. Bumble. And what are the backup groups, Kevin?
B. Bumble, I have no idea.
Elaine?
Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels.
Good for you. Mary?
Ruby and the
Ruby and the Romantics, and B. Bumble and the Stingers. And you want to know something, Mary and Kevin? I didn't know any of them at all. Elaine, did you know the other two as well?
I know one.
You did. Well, you get yourself a whole $50, and that'll put you in the lead. Since the end of World War II, many leaders of countries have been ousted and replaced. I'll name three leaders who were ousted. Name the person who replaced them. Look at the screen. Batista went bye-bye, Farouk did, and so did Marcos. Who replaced them, Elaine?
Marcos was Aquino, Cory Aquino.
That's right. Very good, Kevin. Who replaced Batista? Who replaced Farouk? Time is up. Mary?
Farouk was replaced by Nasser.
That's correct. And Batista was replaced by Fidel Castro. And so Mary and Elaine pick up $25 each. If you were buying a copy of one of the major works of one of these three talented people, what kind of an artwork or a form of artistic expression would you be buying? Look at the screen. If you bought something from Stravinsky or Andrew Wyeth or Matthew Brady, what would you be buying, Kevin?
Andrew Wyeth would be a painting.
Yes, Elaine.
Stravinsky would be music.
That's right. And Mary?
Matthew Brady would be a photograph.
Yes, cover the Civil War with the Union Army, and that's the hardest part of the question, and you got it. Good for you. Sometimes when the first two people ring in ahead of you and they get the easy ones and leave you with the tough one, that Matthew Brady was a tough one, but good for you. And so now at the end of the first round, we got a good race on our hands, and Elaine's in first place, Mary second, Kevin third. We double the stakes in round two coming up right after this.
This week in game show history, Richard Dawson meets his future wife Gretchen Johnson on Family Feud. Later, Dawson vows to never kiss another woman contestant on the show. They tied the knot in 1991, remaining together for over 30 years.
This is a paid advertisement.
Getting to know you, Kevin and Elaine. We've already talked to Mary. Kevin, you say you're very lucky. In what ways have you been lucky lately?
Oh, well,
Not on the show so far.
I'll take the fifth on that one.
Don't worry about that.
No, I think what they're referring to is when I auditioned for the last show that I've done, I had no intention of even going. Then I auditioned.
As an actor? Are you an
Yeah.
actor? Uh-huh.
And I thought it was a play, and it ended up being a musical, so I had to get my guitar out of hock and do a whole bunch of other things to do this, and they called me, and I went.
Good.
Then I double parked to audition for this show, and I figured I'd just go in, blow the test, and come out, and there would be my car. Well, I passed tests, and I had to fill out a whole bunch of other things, and I had a ticket.
I'm not so sure whether you're lucky or not.
I don't think I am.
Well, have you made enough money to pay the ticket so far?
I'm not sure.
$55, so,
Yeah.
and there's a lot more coming.
Okay.
Sure it will. Elaine, what do we know about you?
Well, I work in insurance, Monty, and I just bought a brand new piano to work on in my spare time. I'm going to take piano lessons, and I have no idea at this point how to play, but hopefully, since I've now spent the money and bought the piano, I better sure learn how to play quickly.
Wouldn't it have been easier buying a little guitar or something? And
No, I like to do things in a big way. That's why I want the car.
all right. It's always been my secret desire to play the piano, and never could learn. Can anybody learn? I mean, even a dummy like me?
That's a loaded question, Monty.
You know how
Yes
fast
and
she said,
no.
yeah, sure, dummy, you can learn. But you haven't taken a lesson yet?
I've started to teach myself, but I
Teaching
will.
yourself?
Yes.
Oh, that's remarkable. I when I was 6 years old, I took one lesson. The teacher quit. And that's a true story. But someday still, I'm going to go back to playing the piano. Now, as we go into the second round, we double the stakes. This time, when each of you are correct, you get $20 apiece. If two of you are correct, you get $50. If one of you is correct all by yourself, it's $100, and a chance where Kevin can make a comeback here in the second round. More and more female musical artists are appearing in feature films these days. I'll give you the names of 3 hit films. Pick one and tell me what female musical artist appeared in the film. Look at the screen. What female artist played in Mahogany and Mask and 9 to 5? Kevin?
Cher and Mask.
Cher in Mask is right. Elaine?
Mahogany was Diana Ross.
Yes, Mary?
And 9 to 5 was Dolly Parton.
Good for each one of you getting $20. If I asked you to name a nut named after England, you'd probably say the English walnut. Well, here's information on 3 other nuts. Give me their names. Look at the screen. One was named after the largest country in South America. Its first name is Horse and named after John McAdam. Elaine.
Its first name is horse chestnut.
That is correct. Kevin.
Named after John McAdam is the macadamia nut.
Yes, and Mary?
Named after the largest country in South America would be a Brazil nut.
We're going to have them for dessert later on after this show. All 3 of you right, $20 apiece. Well, you better be good in sports in this one. We've all seen major university football teams compete on TV, so I'll name some of our more famous university teams. You tell me what state they're from. Look at the screen. What state are the Trojans, the Sooners, and the Fighting Irish from? Kevin?
Fighting Irish from Kentucky.
Sorry, that's not right. Elaine?
The Fighting Irish from New York.
You're not. I can see you know a lot about football teams. Mary?
Fighting Irish are from Notre Dame.
That's right. What state is Notre Dame in? It's the state we need.
Oh, New York.
Indiana. Indiana. Don't you remember Elaine said New York? And nobody picked my team, the Trojans from Southern California, huh? And the Sooners from Oklahoma. The Oklahoma. That's as a matter of fact, that's the nickname of the whole state here. The Sooners from out there. So you know what we have for you, Mary, Kevin, Elaine?
Zip.
That's right. Okay. According to Billboard, during the first half of the 1980s, the 3 songs I'm about to show you were in the top 25. Pick a song, and in each case, name the 2 singers that made the hit. 2 singers made the hit record Endless Love, Ebony and Ivory, and Maneater. Who were they, Kevin?
Maneater is Daryl Hall and John Oates.
Good for you. Mary?
Ebony and Ivory is Stevie Wonder and Paul McCartney.
Good for you. And Elaine?
Endless Love is Diana Ross and Lionel Richie.
This time you all knew your music very well. Get $20 apiece. You know, it's hard for a layman to understand a lot of medical terms that doctors use, but here are 3 you should probably know. Pick one to give me the common meaning. Here they are. Renal failure, myopia, and seborrhea. Kevin?
Myopia is an eye disease.
That's good enough. We ask for a disease, and it's a nearsightedness eye disease. Elaine?
Renal failure is kidney disease.
Yes, and Mary?
Seborrhea is a skin disorder.
Well, you know, it is a skin disorder because it's dandruff, and I'm going to have to accept skin disorder for dandruff. And incidentally, do you know how to avoid dandruff? You don't know how to avoid falling hair? Step aside.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the old joke. You never heard that story? Well, you never heard it today, too. Don't tell anybody you heard it here. 1, 2, 3 right answers, $20 apiece. A book that defines words is called a dictionary, of course, but what are these books called? Look at the screen. One that has a book of synonyms and antonyms, a book of maps, and a collection of literary works. Kevin?
A book of maps is an atlas.
And Elaine?
A book of synonyms and antonyms is a thesaurus.
Yes, if you could say that, you're very
Yeah,
good. And Mary?
A collection of literary works and anthology.
3 very good answers. 3 people get $20 apiece. Great cities are built on great rivers, so name the rivers that run through these great cities. Look at the screen. What river runs through London, Vienna, and Rome? Elaine?
Vienna is the Danube.
Correct. Kevin?
London is the Thames.
And Mary?
Rome is the Tiber.
3 easy answers for you, and another $20 apiece. So far, we have a very close race with Elaine in first, Mary in second, and Kevin in third. Although Dustin Hoffman isn't your typical tall, dark, and handsome leading man, he still is featured with Hollywood's most beautiful women. Here are 3 of Dusty's biggest films. Pick one and name his beautiful co-star. Look at the screen. In The Graduate, and Kramer, and a Tootsie. Who was the co-star? Kevin?
In The Graduate, well, there were 2.
Yeah, name just one of them.
Anne Bancroft.
And for the fun of it, who was the other one? You didn't have to worry about it.
I know who it is.
Catherine Ross was the other one, but Anne Bancroft is good enough for me. Mary?
Kramer versus Kramer was Meryl Streep.
Yes, and Elaine?
Tootsie was Jessica Lange.
You knew the co-stars very well. $20 each. The ads tell us that the ultimate macho vehicle has 4-wheel drive and will go almost anywhere. I'll name 3 models of those off-road vehicles. You tell me their brand names. Look at the screen. Wrangler, Blazer, and Bronco. What companies, Kevin?
Blazer is Dodge.
Blazer's not Dodge. Elaine? This is a tough question.
A Bronco is American. Oh, no, sorry.
That was interesting listening to you anyhow. Mary?
Dodge Bronco.
No, Ford Bronco, Chevrolet Blazer, and Jeep Wrangler. That was a tough question. You know, we all know them by their nicknames, but it's very tough to identify sometimes the company that made them. So, at the end of the second round, we have now Elaine in the lead, Mary second, Kevin third, and that's where the advantages will go when we play the countdown round next.
Have you ever...
Well, this is the countdown round, which determines who goes for the beautiful car that Sherilyn is showing us. The questions are just as before, but with this little twist. Whenever you buzzer now, you can be 1, 2, or all 3 answers to that question. Every time you give me a right answer, 1 point comes off your total. The first to 0 will win. Where do you start from on your way to 0? That was determined by how you ended up at the end of the second round. And Elaine had the most money, so she'll have to answer only 4 questions. Mary is second, she'll have to answer 5. Kevin is third, he'll have to answer 6. But as you've seen on the show, people from 6 have come right from behind and won the whole game. Here we go with this very exciting countdown round. Here are 3 great artists. Pick one and name his country of origin. Look at the screen. Marc Chagall, Pablo Picasso, and John Singer Sargent. Mary is in.
Pablo Picasso is from Spain.
You may continue.
Marc Chagall is French.
That is
France.
not correct. Kevin?
John Singer Sargent is from England.
That is not correct. Elaine?
Marc Chagall is from. I'm sorry.
You should have stayed with John Singer Sargent from the USA. And Marc Chagall, although he made a lot of fame for himself in France, the country of origin was Russia. And so we have Mary with 4, Elaine with 4, Kevin with 6. John Singer Sargent, the United States. 15 men have been elected president of the United States with less than 50% of the popular vote. Here are facts about 3 of these minority presidents. Name the president. Look at the screen. The little clue we give you is 1, 2 non-consecutive presidential terms. The other one was a president during World War I and former 2-term vice president. Those are the clues. Name these presidents. Kevin.
World War I president was Wilson.
That's right. You may continue.
Former 2-term president.
Elaine.
1, 2 non-consecutive presidential terms was Teddy Roosevelt.
No, I'm sorry. And that leaves us with Mary.
1, 2 non-consecutive presidential terms was Franklin Roosevelt.
No, don't forget that the clues were only to tell you about a man who won with less than 50% of the popular vote. And that was Grover Cleveland for the first, then Woodrow Wilson and Richard Nixon. So 1 point was scored there by Kevin. It's 4, 5, and 4. Let's go on to the next question. Here are 3 famous characters from 3 famous books. Name the book the character first appeared in. Look at the screen. Kunta Kinte, Edmond Dantes, Ebenezer Scrooge. Kevin.
Kunta Kinte was from Roots.
You're right. Continue.
Edmond Dantes was from. Can I go to Ebenezer Scrooge?
Go fast. Yeah, you talk too long. Elaine.
Ebenezer Scrooge was The Christmas Carol.
Continue.
Edmond Dantes was The Tale of Two Cities.
No, Mary.
Edmond Dantes with Dante's Inferno.
No, The Count of Monte Cristo. Let's look at the score. Elaine needs 3, Kevin needs 4, Mary needs 4. Don't waste valuable time by asking me questions. Just go right into the answer. I'll give you 3 well-known songs from musicals. Pick one and tell me the musical it comes from. Look at the screen. What musical does Surrey with the Fringe on Top come from? The Impossible Dream and People. Kevin.
The Impossible Dream is from Man of La Mancha.
That's right. Continue.
Surrey with the Fringe on Top is from Oklahoma. And People is from. I don't know.
Elaine.
People is from On a Clear Day You Can
No,
See
Mary.
Forever.
People is from Funny Girl.
Funny Girl. She got 1. Let's look at this very close race. Mary needs 3, Elaine needs 3, and the man who was trailing Kevin just needs 2. Any one of them could end the game on this question. Real-life love stories have made the history books, movies, and the headlines. I'll give you the ladies in the love match. You name her lover or husband. Look at the screen. The lover of Elizabeth Barrett, Eloise, and Wallace Simpson. And Kevin, you need 2 of them.
The Duke of Wellington is Wallace Simpson.
Sorry, Duke of Wellington is not right. Elaine.
The Duke of Windsor is Wallace Simpson.
Continue.
Elizabeth Barrett is Robert Browning.
You
and
need one more.
Heloise is Abelard.
Abelard, and Elaine came 2. I have a hunch that Kevin wanted to say Duke of Windsor and Wellington just shot out of his mouth. Am I right?
These are not working
Is
today.
that exactly what
yes,
happened,
it is
right?
What it is.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, Kevin, you were a great contestant. You take away $195, and we have Mary with $245, and you chase all those bad guys.
Okay.
Keep on doing it. Elaine, are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right, forget the piano. Let's walk up and win a car. She likes big things.
The Buzzer Academy of Hosting presents Making a Graceful Exit.
We bond a fit a dude.
Keep it right here on Buzzer.
Elaine, this is the car that you're going to try and win the next few moments. And the way you do it, of course, is to take a look at the 5 split-second screens. 3 of them have car on the signs behind them. You have 3 choices. You pick the 3 cars, the car is yours. Pick any of the other 2, and it's going to be this lovely fur. Sandy?
Sherilyn is wearing an elegant white mink jacket with accents of blush mink and Italian knitted wool. The sleeves detached to convert it into a versatile vest from Dicker & Dicker of Beverly Hills.
So now let's pick our 3 split-second screens and hope that you pick the right 3.
2, 4, and 5.
2, 4, and 5. Turn around 2. Let's hope it says car. It says car. Let's turn around 4. It says car. And if there's a 5 behind there, we've got a winner, and it says car! Congratulations, Elaine. Elaine Collier brings us up this beautiful automobile. Well, you said it. You said at the beginning of the show, I like big things, and here they are. Get inside your car. And we thank you for being with us on the show, and our congratulations to Elaine Collier, the winner of this beautiful automobile. See you next time on Split Second with 3 new contestants. Bye-bye, everybody.
If you enjoyed Split Second, do subscribe to my YouTube channel for more. That's Split Second for more Classic TV content.
Split Second is a Stephen Haydas Monty Hall production in association with Viacom.
Hi, I'd like to invite you to watch an exciting new game show that will test your general knowledge skills, offer big rewards, and star a fairly well-known TV personality as host. Look at the screen. Name the following. The show, the star, and the prizes. Shelley.
The show is Split Second.
You're right, Robert.
The prize is a brand new car.
Right, and the star?
Bob Barker?
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Split Second, starring Monty Hall. Weekdays at 3 on TV Lunch.